So we are finally at the end of our Hamilton unit. I want to commend Miss Brown for doing the most amazing job, and the passion is there, the knowledge is there. I couldn't I can't even do it justice. And what I saw in her passion came out in your engagement. You guys, I have to say this might be the best unit we've done. And think about it, we've done this unit after being thrown in and jostled around and not knowing that we were all going to be together again in the ELA classroom and, overcoming all of those things. And it turned out to be something like some of the best stuff I've seen in a classroom. So we're going to end it with something a little more creative and fun, hopefully. I know that this has been such a year, so I got approved for this to be not so much a formal final. One, because, you guys deserve a little more fun and creativity in your work. And then two, we know that other teachers don't have that choice, right? So you do have finals and you do have more serious tasks and assignments to do, in addition to, not to mention all the things of like makeup work and things we have to turn in. So I'm going to give a brief overview of the final project for Hamilton. It's all here in the English Schoology. There is a Hamilton folder here that I made. It has our names on it so you guys don't get confused with anything from past teachers, and it is in the Hamilton Final Project folder. So you're going to open the instructions, and the instructions are also going to be a way to tell you about the options you have, similar to the resume extension project in the writing process class. So we're going to have a final project here that is creative, innovative, and it demonstrates an understanding of new perspectives and that line for line analysis that we have been working on. You guys did a fantastic job with Ms. Brown modeling that, and then you guys did a great job doing it as a group and then individually in groups, right? So we've had so much practice with that. You guys are going to be able to, in one of the options, do that again with a song of your choice. So this will demonstrate your ability to pull elements from Hamilton's written work and apply it to a new retelling of a historical reference or traditional literary selection of your choice, or do the skills that we did in the line-for-line analysis. So your options here. Hamilton did, in Hamilton, we kind of did two different things. We focused on a new telling of someone's story. Obviously using rap as, the form and not the context. We were told the story from different perspectives. We learned what truths can be and how they can differ depending on who tells that story. So the first option could actually use some of our do now passages, but you're going to look at today's news cycle or what's going on in mainstream media and select an event and tell it from another perspective. Let me just make sure. So this could be in the form of a newspaper article. This could be in the form of a magazine story, or it could be in the form of a social media post, including a caption. For example, here, CNN has a post on SpaceX founder and CEO Elon Musk announced that Saturday, the company's Starlink internet satellites are now active in Ukraine as the country suffers power outages due to Russia's invasion. An interesting take on this would be, what would the Russian news post on their Instagram, right? And there's like a quote and a tweet from him. So take a story and put it in a different perspective. We don't want to, embellish or exaggerate. That's not what this is for. This is just to practice telling it in a different perspective, as rooted in fact as you can, as much as you can. The other idea that we have here is an opening chapter or scene of a book, TV show, or film. Write a one-page scene from a different person's point of view, a different perspective, a different lens. I don't watch Euphoria, but I've heard a million things about Euphoria, and I think that cast with so many different characters Think of a movie you like or a show you like or a book you've read that has a lot of different characters and they don't have a point of view. This is where you get to write from their point of view. Okay, option C, using the songs as inspiration, write a one-page narrative on a relational issue you've gone through or are going through with your significant other or friend. But in this case, write it from the perspective of your partner. So, or the perspective of your friend. So if you have gone through something in real life, relationally, tell me about it, write the narrative in a page, but from the other person's point of view. For example, here, I did that myself. I got into an argument with my husband about our daughter getting her ears pierced, and I wrote it through his point of view and how he initially felt when he got home and saw what I had done. And I did learn something from it. I learned, about communication. And this is my little blurb I would put at the end on my submission, which I'll show you guys where that will go later. Option D, what you guys did with the music with Miss Brown, the analysis, the line for line analysis with the guide to reading multiple times. Pick a song similar in theme to the themes that we've been discussing with Hamilton, and we can have a conversation about that if Miss Brown wants to pause this video. We can think of what those themes are. Maybe one of your favorite artists or rappers or groups has done a song with those themes. So you're going to go ahead and do a line for line analysis, just like the work you've done before and last week and the week before, except this time it's all on you and it's your choice and you will provide the notes, unlike, earlier when you did it in a group or Miss Brown did it first. And then, of course, we have your choice. As always, if you can come up with something that you would like to do that can still showcase that you are understanding the idea of different perspectives and different truths or a different way of analyzing a song, you could go ahead and propose that to myself or Miss Rochester or Miss Brown. So here are the examples. I will have a checklist for you guys in case you want to do more of the narrative pieces. And outside of the instructions option, there's only one more thing in here. There's the submissions. Just like the resume extension project, you post the public link to your work, but then you write a little something about what you learned. For example, like I said earlier, what I learned from through here. This helped me understand his point of view, and I go in a little more detail about what it was like to write this. So you have the instructions, you have your options, you are working more independently on this. I know we've done some group work, and I think Miss Brown and Miss Rochester saw a lot of good stuff with that. But this is the demonstration of you understanding the skill on your own. If you submit this by the time the 2 days, the March 17th and 18th roll around. I did make it due the 18th. If you are done with this, in addition to being done with the writing process work, there's no need for you to be in these classes. So just make sure you're catching up with everything. If you finish early, work on something else. Work on something so you don't have to come to school at all. Remember, those 2 days are going to be for those who have not turned in all their work. So make sure you take advantage of the fact that this is independent work. We do have basically 2 weeks to get this done. And the only time we're really taking from that is we're going to continue the SAT prep with either options and themes and stories that you want to use as passages, or just, popular things that are happening in the news right now, since we all have come to an understanding that is just as important. So I know this was a long one. Thank you for listening. This video is going to be linked here on Schoology, and we always have the after school times: Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 to 7, and this will remain here and you can always revisit it. But best of luck on your projects, and we are coming to the end of trimester 2. Brava!